everything.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in Learn HTML and CSS Part 1, the CSS box model, understanding the box model. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So it looks like we're basically going to try and have a better understanding of divs and how they're containers, or containers being boxes. And it looks like we're going to be doing some styling here that is going to add this to all of the... So what we're going to do right now is we're going to add a border to everything so that we can see how the divs are working. So basically everything that has a border is where this element, in this case these are what are these, list items? These are list items. This is where it is, and the same thing with this image and these divs as well. So it's really giving you a better idea of what we're actually manipulating in what areas with these divs and these elements. So now that we've added this to our styling, let's go ahead and jump into our content header right here, and we want to go ahead and change the div's height to 320 pixels. So what we can do here is simply use the height property, and we can set it to 320 px. Okay. I'm not quite sure why setting our content header here is not working. Let's get the code, because I don't know why this isn't working. I want to see what we're doing wrong. Because I know how to set heights of things. So maybe they meant a different class. So perhaps they meant content box. Well then, content body perhaps? Let me try running this in index.html. Forget all that. Alright, so we're gonna run this once. Now let's jump back into... You know what? Alright, this is what we're gonna do. I want to restart this exercise, so let's reset fresh. Oh, I think it's bugged right now. Let's go and refresh this real quick. Alright, cool. We're gonna run it real quick before we get going here. Alright, now that that's failed, we're gonna jump into our style content header. And we want to run height. We want to put it at 320 px. Put a little space here, we shouldn't have to. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into get help. See what they're saying here. There might be a slight little bug because we're doing everything right. Something has gone wrong. Interesting. Something has definitely gone wrong. Ah, here we are. Interesting. So, it would appear that there is an issue with their logic here. We're going to go ahead and add an X on here and see if this fixes our issue. Okay, so they basically just messed up on the back end aspect of this when they're doing the validation. This is nothing other than them messing up. So if you get stuck on this section, you're going to have to put an X on here. They'll probably fix this shortly. It's still in the beta, so to be expected, or the preview version. So next we're going to set the navigation div to 100%. Let's go ahead and jump into style. The width of the navigation div. Here is this. And similar to everything else, we're going to set a width here. And we're going to set it to 100%. Basically saying we want that div to go all the way across. Very nice. So there's also a minimum width and a maximum width. So you'll never want it to get smaller than something or larger than something. We're going to go ahead and jump into the paragraph tag here. Oh, excuse me, in the this paragraph element in the CSS file. And we're going to set a min width of 200 pixels. We never want it to get smaller than that in terms of the width. Let's go ahead and run that. And then we don't ever want it to actually get larger than 800 pixels, so we're going to set a maximum width of 800 px. Let's run this one more time. Very nice. So you'll see as we pull this over and over and over. Let's go to the paragraph now. Is there not a paragraph on here? Maybe we haven't outputted a paragraph yet. I guess not. We also do the same thing with height. We're going to set a maximum height for our paragraph of 100. Or excuse me, a minimum height. So let's go ahead and find our p tag one more time. So we have min-height 100 px. Let's run that. Now typically you rarely would use something like this. You would probably use responsive design, which is something that's more complicated than what we're doing now, using a column and grid system from a library like Bootstrap. But this will work for the time being. And then we're going to set a max height of 200. Just going to do max dash height. And we're going to do 200 pixels. Run that. So, what paragraph box? All right, let me jump in here real quick to the index.html. Let's see the paragraph box. Oh, this thing. Okay, I see it now. Cool. Let's zoom out a little bit actually. So we have a min height, a max height. The next thing we're going to be talking about is overflow. The overflow property determines what happens when we force our content outside the size of the box. So this is kind of how you would create scroll like the scrolling ability for certain things, although that's kind of an outdated styling. So let's go ahead to jump into the content box class. And we're going to set the scroll, or overflow rather, We're going to set overflow to scroll. So now you'll see right here with the overflow, we have this scrolling thing. That's why we weren't able to see the paragraph before. We didn't assign anything. Overflow typically is just hidden. So now we have this nice scrolling bar. Alright, so we had a little bit of a hiccup because it's still in preview mode. Now, what did we learn? We learned a lot about width and height, and we also learned that everything has a container. A div is a container, and then we also learned that elements have certain width and heights that you don't necessarily know about unless you put a border to them, which we did. We also learned about the overflow, which we learned a very basic thing, and basically how to make a scrolling bar for it if you have an overflow. So lots of stuff. We also use the select all asterisk. Lots of cool stuff. A little bit of a hiccup in the stuff, but it is what it is. It's a free resource, so thank you CodeCademy for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it helped you with any issues you were having. Special thanks to anyone supporting me on Patreon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the video. Special thanks to our sponsor, Dev Mountain. Definitely check them out at devmountain.com. If you're looking for a bootcamp that's in front-end development, iOS, or UX, go ahead and give them a shot. Tuition includes housing, so you can get up and go and fully immerse yourself in the program. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.